Hello everyone. Today I'm going to explain our case study, which is Caltex versus Dredge, and I'm going to start the introduction. In the case summary, in the event that is occurred in the 1976, and the Dredge Corporation, that is Dredging Corporation, damage in pipeline, and the pipeline was the interesting damage that is started to leak the transferring that oil. It could have been the clear-cut case in the forever the Caltex that was affected from the negligence of the dredge, because the latter was well aware of the patience of the pipeline being used by Caltex while operating. However, uh, it unfolded that the pipeline was not owned by Caltex and that was only in the use, hence leading to the Dredge to argue.
Hi, our second part is argument of the defendant. The Dredge argued that the corporation did not owe any money to the Caltex Corporation because there was no relevance of the Caltex Corporation with the operations of the Dredge, as that the latter was only liable to the provision of rights to the third party, in this case that is DECA, the owner of the pipeline that was damaged. The argument was raised primarily because of the fact that Caltex could not produce any direct contract or the argument between Caltex and Dredge regarding the liability of the latter to protect the interest of the first. It was also argued that Caltex was only using the pipeline and hence through there was caused economic damage to Caltex. The responsibility of this was not on Dredge. Dredge also claimed that they would cooperate with the cleaning process and repairs involved with the local municipality so that the cost of the cleaning process may be incurred. Dredge was also contested against the claims of Caltex that
the second argument is about the claimant. The first and most important argument of the Caltex Corporation is the Dredge Corporation had full knowledge of the existence of particular pipeline that was being used by the Caltex for carrying out business activity, and also damage caused to pipeline, which led to the economic losses to the Caltex. Caltex also claimed the economic loss caused by the dredge recovery from the defendant should not only include monetary loss directly caused by the repair and loss of the disturbance. The Caltex claim even through the Caltex did not even the pipeline that was damaged, the company was still in a contract with the DECA that was owner of the pipeline that is undisturbed flow of the oil. Because the supply and the resupply of the oil is the main operation of the business run by the Caltex, it cannot be expected from the Caltex that business activity may continue despite of the fact one of the essential pipeline was damaged by the dredge. The claim of the Caltex for an excessive amount of money is also justified because accident of the result in the loss of a pipeline that hence halting all business activity of the corporation. Unfortunately, it was claimed by the Caltex despite of the fact that Caltex.
Now I am start the conclusion. It may be concluded that the intent of the dredge in this case was not to fly from being held responsible for the accident that had occurred or to evade the liability to pay for the damages. What it was attempt by dredge to prove themselves liable to the owners of the pipeline so that they could settle for a much less amount of damages rather than having to pay to Caltex for damage that would sum up to a much higher amount. Significantly, however, the law of Australia regarding corporations and their rights and obligations towards each other assures that Caltex had to be paid by the party that was dredged, since a lot of economic loss had in fact occurred to the former that was visible. Also, Caltex could not ask for the losses to be paid by the owner of the pipeline, that since the last leather did not have any control or role. Thank you. And